Hello my people over there. Today I'm gonna make you another one of these American vlogs, and it's raining like shit today, and well, not like shit. And as you can see, when I quit the fasting stuff, the skin problems kind of came back. It freaking sucks. Today I have with me this outfit. It's American design. Oh, and I have to tell you this, that yesterday I went to this place where they do art lessons and drawing and painting stuff, and I went there with my suit. I got a new suit, a yellow suit, and I volunteered as the model for their class, and I'm gonna do 5 hours of this like this month, at the end of the month, and just, you know, model for them in the like the fedora and the suit. And I'm gonna even get paid a little to do it. So, and I can say that I really don't feel that good today. We might talk a little bit about being simple versus being very complicated in your day and in your way of doing stuff and in your tools and that kind of business, you know. I feel that when you overcomplicate things, you know, in terms of all of these things, you won't necessarily get better end product. I'm gonna tell you this insight I got yesterday about writing, and it's that the whole book is contained in the first page. I noticed that this freaking umbrella, you know, it fucks up the exposure. It's pretty dull. Colors are not so. Sometimes I really hope that I would have like maybe 6 pair of hands because of these rainy days, you know. It's fucking pain in the ass to hold the umbrella and the camera at the same time. I would want to have at least 12 hands, it would be awesome. Think about being a spider, you know. They only have legs. They don't even have hands, you know. Man, that's a different kind of life. And yesterday I got an idea called the hunchbox. You know about lunch boxes? It's not a lunch box, you hear that right, a hunchbox. It means that there's a box that you can put your hunch into. If you don't know something for sure, you know, you can put it in the hunchbox, and the hunchbox will figure out the answer. I wonder why there are no cameras that have 2 cameras to the front and back. It would be so smooth, you know, to film stuff. To just flip a slider and it would change the camera. You could do it, I believe. Oh yeah, and I try to be pretty gentle with my cameras, but I put them through hell sometimes, through cold days and rain and that kind of stuff. I try to protect my gear, but still, you know, I love Canon cameras. I really need to like contact that company and give them my ideas and show them my art that I have done with Canon cameras, you know. I believe that some of the stuff I have done you can only do on Canon camera. I don't know if you know anything about fountain pens, but I have been thinking about buying the Parker Duofold fountain pen at some point. And I have to tell you this about charitable giving. I'm kind of in my life at this point that I would want to become a charity, you know. I would want Truth Detective to become a kind of charity. And I have been doing some charitable giving again, little sums, you know, here and there. And I always get the fucking money back. I don't know what it is, but karma works this way, you know. You always get your money back through some means, you know. It's funny. You start seeing the universe work in a different way when you do this philanthropical thing. And I think I like it, you know. It makes me feel so much better about life. But I'm gonna say that I would want to become a charity myself. I would want to find something. I would want to find something that I could build a truth detective charity around. Of course, I would also want to benefit myself in the process, but that's just human nature. And yeah, this road that I'm walking right now, I always talk about my hopes and dreams when I walk this road. So I'm gonna talk to you about my hopes and dreams again. And you can tell about yours in the comments below. And I'm gonna tell you that I would want to do something on the stage, you know. Like I would want to be a performer on the stage. Maybe not music, but something. I would want to do public speaking. I would want to have a great output on the stage. And I don't know what it will be and what kind of audience will it be, but I feel that the thing I'm going to do with the modeling for the art class is kind of the first step I should take, because it would get me to this mindset of like being in front of real people. And I have been making these videos where I read you stuff I have written myself on the laptop, and I'm thinking that I will do my goal over here today is to do some of that writing. Today I took with me some sci-fi pages out of books. I always rip the pages out of the book so I don't have to carry the whole thing with me. But I took some pages out of books by Alistair Reynolds and a book from Peter Hamilton, you know, it's another sci-fi writer. I really like sci-fi. I think sci-fi is my own genre I should be writing in. Yesterday I kind of read my own sci-fi writing that I wrote last year, and I noticed already in that some very good stuff. And I feel that the artists that have really broken to a new ground in their career in this life, including the musicians and the literature people and the visual arts and all arts in general, I feel that they had a common factor in them, and that is that they studied what other people did. They copied kind of what other people kind of did, you know. They used the traditional methods first, and then they broke into their own kind of way, you know. It's the common factor with these artists. They found their own way, you know. They didn't just follow any other artist and be like, I'm gonna do that too, you know. They did something original, you know. That's what separated them, and I feel that I'm breaking into that cutting edge and that my own style and that my own way of doing stuff. Very hard to replicate by anybody else. Look at this plastic bag over here. I don't know what it is, but look at how the color matches, you know. It's almost the exact shade. Pretty fun. Yesterday I was reading this book by a Finnish author that dealt with the drug trade in the library. There was this book and I was reading it, and it talked about how drugs are actually dealt, you know, in the beginning part, you could say, of the whole chain of drug trading. So not the dealer, but how the drugs get to the dealer by the supplier. So we are talking about, you know, kilograms of this stuff, and like huge amounts of money in the business, you know. So I was thinking about the whole thing, and I was thinking about what he described in the book, and I was thinking about, is it really like this, you know, in the drug dealing business? I have no idea, you know. I don't do drugs, and I have never dealt drugs, you know, to anybody. So I have no idea. But I feel that the surveillance system that we have with phones and with cameras and that kind of stuff, I feel that the drug business, you know, they have to be pretty, you know, conscious of the stuff that could be used to catch these people. And me myself personally, I see a lot of drug problems around me, and it's very sad, but I really don't know if the law can kind of help, because we have a drug addict over here, gets caught for some minor offense, you know, some grams of some, you know, whatever, and then he's again on the streets and continues using, finds a new dealer if the dealer gets caught, you know. And I don't know if most of the drugs, for example, in this town, do they come from, you know, do they actually come even from Finland, you know, or do they come overseas? And yeah, it's not big business, you know, no way, but it's substantial, the amount of money in it, and it's very substantial, the amount of suffering in it, you know. And the next subject I want to talk to you about in this video is something I wrote yesterday, and it's about variables, you know. For example, if you have a winning day in any creative pursuit, you kind of stick in your mind those variables. Like I had, you know, I was amply, you know, hydrated, I had ample food, I wasn't starving, I had the right tools, I had this piece of clothing, I went here, it was this time of day, you know. These are all variables. And then you try to recreate the winning situation the next time, and it won't work. And you think like, why doesn't it work if it's all about the variables? You have to understand that winning is not really about the variables. It's about how those variables carry over into the another day, you know. You use these variables today, it's gonna contribute to your death or demise or winning the next day, you understand. And it's the same principle applies with these drug takers, and you know, your variables of life are so that they will affect your next day very much. And you kind of maybe think too narrowly, like if I do this today it won't affect me tomorrow, but that's not right, you know. Next I'm going to the store, and I don't know if you see the name over here, it's S-Market. We don't have Walmarts over here in Finland. I would hope that there was a fucking Walmart over here. It would be fucking funny, but there are no Walmarts or Costco's over here. Yeah. I remember this one Canadian YouTuber. It was a Canadian Finnish YouTuber. His name was something like Mr. Fix-It or something like that. And he had the funniest way of talking, and you know, he had an American style in him. And yeah, he was making videos on YouTube in Finnish and always talking about this, you know, shitty food, you know. It's no good, you know. I believe there are so many YouTubers like that have lived like the worst lifestyle. Okay, I got some food and I'm gonna show you what I bought. And now I'm here in the city, and it's still raining a bit, but not bad. I feel it's gonna be pretty a good day. Oh, look over here, here's a nice background color. I thought that sticker was really funny. Man, this is fun. So this is the older part of the town again. Buildings are mainly out of wood, and they have this stone. I don't know what's this called, but the foundation that the buildings are built on top of is usually the stone or cobblestones. And yeah, so this is like the thinking man's YouTube channel. Of course I talk about more stuff, but I feel that the best time to tell you about my thoughts that come about through my writings, you know, is just to walk around and talk about it. Okay, so I have been writing over here for a while right now, and I invented this actually out of this product that I bought. It's a yogurt, but it has this very easily detachable, you know, cover. You can write over here. This is Finnish, but I wrote some stories, and I have my laptop over here. I write like this, that I divide the story always like that. I have my fountain pen over here and a moleskin notebook, some spoons, clothes. It's very good. I'm gonna read some of this, the microphone. I also have my tulip with me today, so I'm gonna read this. Oh yeah, if you didn't understand, I'm at the library at the moment. They have this, silent space area over here. There's nobody else but me today, so I can do my creativity over here. Very nice. It's great, I could spend all my life over here. Man, I have my water bottle over here. You can see how it matches my skin color. Man, I have to really do something about the skin problem, I think it's related to one food I ate yesterday and a couple of days ago. It's not the food that I ate today, I know that. Okay, so there's the time right now. I wrote a couple of more of these over here on the laptop, and it's going great. I'm writing them in Finnish right now, so I'm thinking I have 2 hours left, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do something in English. I'm working on 2 stories, the other like long stories, the other one is like sci-fi and the other one is more like, it's crime. It's related to the gangsters and the gangster era. I recorded this on this one, and this one I think it's a pretty good solution, but yeah, let's keep working on this stuff, and I need to get a new notebook, like a hardcover one. I don't yet know if I'm gonna buy a moleskin notebook. I've been using this for a long time, but yeah, maybe I could try another brand, I don't know. Brand loyal. I'm gonna give you a short talk over here about brand loyalty. I'm a pretty brand loyal guy, when I find something that works for me, I tend to get pretty loyal about it, For example, in these tools and in this, everything that I use, I'm kind of brand loyal about ThinkPads and that kind of stuff. But I feel that brand loyalty at some points it can really fuck up your life. It's not inherently good. Okay, and I'm gonna keep doing this habit of drawing imaginary maps. Okay, and I think that this story is going to be a Blackfeather story. So Blackfeather was this pocket thief. I wrote about him quite a lot actually at this point, and I think this would be kind of the sequel where he flees from New York because he has all kinds of charges placed on him. And I think he's gonna meet this robber gang leader named Ratchet Frank, like in the underground, over here on the island. But there are, honest people also doing the climb to the mountaintop, and I wrote over here that the view from the sunny mountaintop is really nice. You can see the stars. I had a goal of making one of these type of maps or brainstorming things, visual storytelling at some point, but like one a day, but I fell off the habit. And now I'm doing it again, and I realized that, man, I should have been doing this all the fucking time, it's so much fucking better. It's so much fucking better to start from that if you want to write fiction. So yeah, that was the day. It was really good. I wrote great stuff. I wrote a couple of, things in Finnish, and I read them to the microphone, and then as the last thing I wrote the Blackfeather story. I don't yet know, I kind of started with the sequel, and I don't know if that's a great idea, but the basic premise of the story is that Blackfeather is a New Yorker, and he's a pocket thief. He goes around thieving from people, all kinds of funny stuff they have, and he has this safe house called the Color Room that gives Blackfeather something called acute awareness. It's a higher state of consciousness that he uses to be the best and the most successful pocket thief in the New York. And then he kind of starts to get a little sketched, and he flees to the island. where there's the mountain and he meets the robber gang there. That's the basic premise of the story. But now I'm heading back home and there's a lot of traffic over here, but I'm going to the store next again. And I'm going to buy some more foods, and maybe on the way there's a lot of reflected light you see over here. Like, this is really nice. I like this type of stuff, so I'm gonna take some photographs, and I try to get a lot of photographs from this town area right now. So I figured that I have been doing the overexposed, why don't I do the underexposed photography right now? Use everything other people do to your advantage. You know, I'm thinking about the low exposure, using those photographs that basically they just have the car lights. They don't show anything else but the light. You know, when you go really underexposed in this lighting condition. So I'm thinking about using those pictures, you know, as layers in the art. Like freaking man, I went to one store to get the same product I showed you, and they didn't have the price, you know, on the shelves. You know, they had the price for other variations of the product, and you know, the price per item for that, you know, I ended up paying like 40 cents more. It was like 120, you know, like out of nothing, you know, but I just bought 3 of them because I felt that it might be out of stock in the other stores. There will be a lot of computer work today. I'm gonna release those audios I did and I'm gonna do some art, I feel, you know, later this evening when I get home. And I'm also gonna edit videos, or edit this video, I mean, and it's gonna be great, you know. I love doing my creative stuff, you know, also on the computer, but today was more of this get exercise, focus on the writing stuff, and you know, eat pretty light, you know. I eat pretty light also. I have noticed that about that fucking store, or that chain of stores, that they don't always have the price tags on items. It's just their freaking style, but I think I wouldn't have bought that, you know, if I had known that. Well, I might have, but well, it's just €1, like 20 cents. But you know, I'm this kind of a person that it gets to me, you know. There's a pretty interesting light. It's like this, you know, there's a bike. I like that. They project those freaking signs so they are seen in the dark. It's pretty clever, pretty clever. We have some clever people in the town design over here. Yeah, we have this illuminated trees also over here. I don't know if I could take some photos out of those. There's some shots out of these reflections over here. It's a pretty well illuminated city, you know, that I live in. You know, that's one of the good things about this town. We have pretty good lighting, but it's not ample, you know, if you want to really make some, you know, really want to make yourself seen in the nighttime vlogs, you know. It's not good enough, you know. I wonder if in those, like, you know, big cities, you know, I wonder if they have, you know, the lights, are they like better? Probably, you know, in something like New York, probably, you know, even in the nighttime it's like daytime, you know, there's so much light there. I could go there. I should go there. You see this tree over here? It's a very nice illumination. This place is called the Art Factory. They hold exhibitions of, well, pretty cutting edge art also here. Yeah! Yeah, I bought the whole shelf of this stuff, you know, like there was it like six, and I bought from the other store 3. That's really interesting. You get the lights through this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh man, that's cool. So yeah, I'm carrying this with my right hand, and it's not maybe a good idea because I have the problems, and I told you that I went to the physiotherapy for those, and I have been faring maybe a little bit better, you know. For example, today when I wrote, I didn't have huge pains, you know, after the fact of writing on the laptop, you know. The exercises that were given, you know, were very simple, you know, but I feel that there has been a little bit of improvement, you know. It's great. I don't know if you know this diet. It's called in Finnish karppaaminen, you know. It means that you get your energy mostly from fat. And right at this moment when I eat this product, the energy comes mostly from fat in it, not carbohydrates or proteins, you know. There's some protein in it. And so it's kind of like doing that karppaaminen thing, you know, but with vegan products. Oh yeah, and if we talk about saturated fat, I think saturated fat is not actually so bad for you, as they say. I think the bad thing is really saturated fat combined with animal fats, combined with trans fats, combined with sugars, combined with salts, combined with GMOs, pesticides, and you know, take on top of that alcohol and drugs and smoking. I think that's a bad combination, you know. So really saturated fat is not that bad for your cholesterol or your heart on its own. And for example, coconut oil is actually quite healthy for you if you get the ample exercise to burn the fat, to get your heart working right. But if you are very, you know, you don't exercise at all, saturated fat is kind of bad for your heart in that situation, you know. That's what I feel. There are very many reasons why I'm a vegan, you know. It has been going, I have been a vegan for like 6 years right now. And I'm not going back, no way in hell. So for example, coconut oil, you have like the molecular structure of it is very different than what you get when you have, for example, like meat and it has saturated fat in it, or cheese, you know. I think that stuff is bad. I don't eat any dairy because I know that the problem with dairy is all the hormones that the fucking pigs and the not the pigs but the cows are actually fed with, you know, to keep them, to make them grow like mad, you know. It's insanity. There's also this kind of, you know, diets called the lacto-ovo-vegetarian and that kind of stuff. It's pretty uninteresting. I would say that if you eat eggs and you are otherwise vegan, that's pretty good. I would say dairy is pretty bad, like you shouldn't eat dairy. And if you didn't know this, my writings and my quotes, you can find them on the portfolio page of mine. That's truthdetective.myportfolio.com. And today I said that line, how did it go? That the whole book is contained in the first page. And yeah, now we are here in the spot where I talked to you about Alistair Reynolds. You see the sky over here? That's very cool. The light that is there, it comes from an oil kind of, I don't know, it's an oil plant or something like that. I think that comes from an oil refinery or something like that. But Alistair Reynolds is coming up with this new book. I think the older books are kind of shit, you know, like the oldest books, they're kind of shit, you know. He's just bumbling around and there's no fucking sense in his books, you know, the older ones. But the new one that is coming out, Machine Vendetta, I have pretty high hopes for it, you know. I don't follow many sci-fi writers at this moment. I read through all the classics, you know, when I was younger, the Dunes and the Foundation by Isaac Asimov and Robert Heinlein and Neuromancer and this kind of, I read it all, but I couldn't find really modern science fiction writers I really like. I feel that most writers at this modern time are really fumbling around. When I read modern books, I'm just like, holy shit, these people don't have a fucking clue, you know, and I don't have a fucking clue. Writers don't have a fucking clue. Yeah, I got some great photos out of this scene. Man. If you think about framing, it would be something like, maybe like that, or even more to the left, you know. The brightest spot about in the something like that. Oh yeah, and the other quote I was telling you about was, use everything other people do to your advantage. And a variation of that quote might be, use everything that nature does to your advantage. And you can see over here, use everything that men and humankind does, and use everything that nature does, and combine those two and you get something pretty amazing. Okay, I'm almost home at this point. And man, it was about 10 kilometers of walking today again. Keep my lines pretty in a good condition and in a slim fit fashion. I feel amazingly good. Yeah. And yeah, you could go by bus, you know, but I don't spend money on transportation. I think it's stupid, because you need the exercise anyway, so you should get it while you do something else. You need the exercise anyway, and buses, you know, they are good places to get sick, to get stabbed, that kind of stuff. You know, I just don't like public transportation. Yeah, it's not my style. And owning your own car, you know, like gas, you know, it's filthy expensive, you know. And I just disagree with the whole car mentality. People who only drive cars, you know, they don't have any, you know, like brains left anymore. Like their mind doesn't work really, you know, at all. You know, it'll be stationary all day. You know, it's no wonder that you're a bit depressed, and you know, like life's not really working out very good for me. You know, I smoke cigarettes and that kind of stuff. You know, drive cars all day. You know, no wonder you feel kind of bad about your life. Okay, now we have some food again. That's great. Okay, and here you can see the yellow suit I got. It's very great. You can see that the colors that the manufacturer uses are very evenly shaded in terms of the gray values. You know, they are very, for example, this one is very close to that in terms of the gray. Okay, so back home again, and it was a great day, and I have food, I have everything I need. I'm gonna probably do some kind of videos with that yellow suit tonight, but I'm heading to the computer right now to upload videos and do video editing and that kind of stuff next. And yeah, I feel good. Okay, so right here I sat on the computer and I feel great. You know, I'm gonna start doing the video editing right now. I'm gonna edit this video, and then I'm gonna do the next video of today, and it's gonna be in Finnish. So thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more Truth Detective in the future.